Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Your future depends on one thing, your focus. You can have all the talent in the world, you can have the best ideas, you can have big dreams, but if you can't stay focused, none of it will matter. Look around. Most people don't fail because they're not smart enough or not talented enough. They fail because they get distracted. They start something, then stop. They have a goal, then they lose focus. And before they know it, years have passed and they're still in the same place. You're different. You're here because you're ready to take control of your focus. You're here because you refuse to let distractions steal your dreams. And if you stay with me until the end of this speech, I promise you, you'll walk away with the mindset and the tools to stay locked in on your goals no matter what comes your way. What you focus on every day determines where you end up in life. If you're always distracted, jumping from one thing to another, you're never going to make real progress. But if you train yourself to stay locked in on your goals, nothing can stop you. The secret to success is not talent, it's focus. Think about it. Every person who has ever achieved something great had one thing in common. They knew what they wanted and they locked in on it. They didn't let distractions pull them off course. They didn't let failure make them quit. They didn't let other people's opinions shake their belief. They set their eyes on the prize and stayed locked in. But most people don't do that. Most people get distracted by things that don't even matter. They waste time scrolling on social media, watching other people live their dreams instead of building their own. They start a new project, then quit when it gets hard. They listen to negativity and let doubt creep in, and before they know it, years have passed, and they're in the same spot wondering why they haven't moved forward. The difference between success and failure isn't intelligence. It's not luck. It's not even talent. It's the ability to focus. Because when you truly focus on something, when you give it your full attention, you move faster, you learn quicker, and you get better results. Now let me be real with you. Staying focused is not easy. Life is full of distractions. There are people who will try to pull you off track. There will be challenges that make you want to quit. There will be moments when you doubt yourself. That's why focus is a skill you have to build. You have to train yourself to stay locked in no matter what comes your way. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking focus is something that just happens. They think if they're passionate enough, they'll stay focused naturally. But that's not how it works. Focus is something you have to protect. You have to guard your mind like a fortress. Because if you don't, distractions will sneak in and steal your time. Let me ask you this. If I gave you $1 million to focus on one goal for the next year, cutting out distractions, staying disciplined, and working at it every single day, could you do it? Of course you could. The problem isn't that you can't focus. The problem is that you haven't made it a priority. Your focus shapes your future. Whatever you give your time and energy to will grow. If you spend all your time watching nonsense, engaging in negativity, or doing things that don't serve your future, then don't be surprised when your life stays the same. But if you start directing your focus toward things that build you up, things that push you forward, things that bring you closer to your dreams, then everything changes. You have to ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind every day? Are you filling it with knowledge, inspiration, and strategies to reach your goals? Or are you filling it with distractions, negativity, and excuses? Because whatever you focus on, you attract more of. If you want success, you have to be obsessed with your goals. You have to wake up thinking about them. You have to go to bed thinking about them. You have to be so locked in that distractions don't even tempt you. Because when you're truly focused, nothing can stop you. Now, here's the key. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be consistent. Some days your focus will be stronger than others. Some days you'll feel motivated, other days you won't. But the people who win are the ones who keep showing up. They don't let one bad day turn into a bad week. They don't let small distractions turn into lifelong regrets. If you want to take control of your future, you have to take control of your focus. You have to be intentional about what you give your time and energy to. You have to start cutting out the things that waste your time. You have to surround yourself with people who push you to be better, not people who drag you down. Every great achievement in history started with someone who decided to lock in. They made a decision to focus, to put in the work, and to stay committed no matter what. And guess what? You have that same power. You can train yourself to focus. You can choose to cut out distractions. You can choose to get serious about your goals. And when you do, there is nothing in this world that can stop you from achieving the life you want. So the question is, what are you focusing on? Because whatever it is, that's where your future is headed. Make sure you're locked in on something that actually matters. Every day there are a million things trying to pull you away from what really matters. Social media, negativity, other people's opinions. If you don't control your focus, these distractions will control you. The people who win in life are the ones who learn to block out the noise and stay locked in on their vision. Think about this for a second. Have you ever sat down to work on something important, but before you know it, you've spent an hour scrolling on your phone? Have you ever been excited about a goal, but then someone's negative comment made you second guess yourself? That's because distractions aren't just little things that waste your time. They're designed to steal your dreams. They creep in, slow you down, and before you even realize it, they've pulled you off track. Most people don't fail because they aren't talented or smart enough. They fail because they don't know how to block out distractions. They get excited about something, but the moment life throws something in their way, they lose focus. They start listening to negativity, doubting themselves, and eventually they give up. The sad part? Many of them were just a few steps away from success, but they let distractions pull them in the wrong direction. This is why you have to protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. If you let distractions run your life, you will wake up one day and realize that years have passed and you're still in the same place. You don't want that. You don't want to look back and realize that you wasted time on things that didn't matter, on people who didn't support you, on habits that held you back. You want to look back and know that you stayed focused, stayed committed, and made progress every single day. The world is full of distractions. You've got social media constantly pulling your attention. You've got people around you who don't believe in your dreams. You've got responsibility, stress, and a million little things demanding your time. If you're not careful, all of these distractions will drain your energy and pull you away from what really matters. That's why you have to make a conscious decision. You have to take control of your focus. One of the biggest distractions out there is negativity. It's everywhere. People will always have something to say about what you're doing, especially when you're trying to do something big. Some people will doubt you. Some will try to discourage you. Some will project their own fears onto you. And if you're not strong, their negativity will seep into your mind and shake your confidence. But let me tell you something. You can't afford to listen to people who have never built what you're trying to build. You can't take advice from people who gave up on their own dreams. You have to block out the noise and stay focused on your path. Another big distraction, comparison. This is one of the fastest ways to lose focus. You see someone else winning, and instead of being inspired, you start doubting yourself. You start thinking, why I'm not there yet, or maybe I'm not good enough. Listen, someone else's success has nothing to do with you. Your journey is your own. The time you spend comparing yourself to others is time you could be using to get better, to improve, to move forward. The only person you need to be competing with is the person you were yesterday. Let's talk about habits. Because distractions aren't always external, sometimes they're internal. Procrastination is a distraction. Overthinking is a distraction. Doubt is a distraction. Every time you put something off, every time you hesitate, every time you let fear stop you, you are allowing distractions to win. You have to recognize these patterns and cut them out of your life. So how do you protect your focus? You have to be intentional. That means create an environment that supports your goals. If social media is distracting you, set time limits or take a break from it. If negativity is getting to you, limit your time around negative people. If your own habits are holding you back, start building better ones. Wake up every day with a plan. Set clear goals and remind yourself why you started. Make it impossible for distractions to pull you away. At the end of the day, you have a choice. You can either let distractions control your life, or you can take control of your focus and build the future you want. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. When you stay focused, when you refuse to let distractions steal your time, you will be amazed at how much you can accomplish. Your goals are within reach. You just have to block out the noise and stay locked in. Success doesn't just happen, it's built piece by piece through daily habits. What you do every single day shapes your future. If you want to stay focused, if you want to achieve something big, you have to create daily routines that keep you locked in. Without the right habits, distractions will creep in, motivation will fade, and before you know it, you'll be stuck in the same place, wondering why things aren't changing. The most successful people in the world aren't necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who have mastered their routines. They don't wake up and leave their day to chance. They have structure, they have discipline, they built habits that keep them moving forward, even when they don't feel like it. And that's the difference. It's not about how motivated you are in the moment. It's about what you committed to doing every single day, no matter what. Think about it like this. If you want to get in shape, you don't just work out once and expect results. You have to show up to the gym regularly. You have to eat right consistently. You have to make it part of your daily routine. The same applies to your focus. If you want to stay locked in on your goals, you need habits that keep you sharp, that keep you moving in the right direction, that make it impossible for distractions to pull you away. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that willpower alone is enough. They think, I just need to try harder, or I'll be more disciplined tomorrow. But willpower fades. If you're relying on motivation to keep you focused, you're going to struggle. Motivation is like a spark. It burns bright, but it doesn't last. What lasts is habit. When something becomes part of your routine, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to force yourself. You just do it. So what kind of habits should you build? First, start your day with clarity. Too many people wake up and immediately check their phones, scrolling through notifications, getting hit with distractions before they even get out of bed. That's a terrible way to start your day. Instead, take a few moments each morning to focus your mind. Write down your top priorities. Remind yourself what you're working toward. Set a clear intention for the day. When you start your day with focus, you're less likely to get thrown off track. Next, eliminate distractions before they happen. If you know certain things pull you away from your goals, don't wait until you're tempted. Cut them off in advance. If your phone is a distraction, put it on silent when you're working. If social media wastes your time, set limits on it. If certain people always bring negativity into your life, limit your time with them. You don't have to fight distractions all day long. If you remove them before they even get a chance to steal your focus. Another key habit, plan your day. Don't just wake up and go with the flow. Have a schedule. Know what needs to get done. Set deadlines for yourself. If you don't take control of your time, distractions will take control of it for you. And listen, planning your day doesn't mean packing it with 100 things to do. It means being intentional. Focus on the tasks that actually move you forward. Get clear on what really matters and put your energy there. Now, let's talk about discipline, because this is where most people fall off. Everyone loves the idea of success, but not everyone loves the process. Staying focused means doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It means showing up on the days when you'd rather relax. It means sticking to your routine even when no one is watching, even when it's hard, even when progress feels slow. And let me tell you something, small actions done consistently lead to massive results. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be consistent. Even if you take just one small step forward every day, that adds up. Over time, those little actions turn into big changes. The problem is, most people quit before they see results. They do something for a few weeks, don't see immediate success, and give up. But if you stay consistent, if you keep showing up, success is inevitable. Lastly, surround yourself with the right people. Your environment matters more than you think. If you're around people who are constantly distracted, who have no ambition, who don't respect your goals, it's going to be hard to stay focused. But if you surround yourself with people who are driven, who push you to be better, who are focused themselves, it's going to keep you on track. Energy is contagious. Make sure you're around the kind that lifts you up, not the kind that pulls you down. At the end of the day, staying focused isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. It's about setting yourself up for success by creating habits that keep you locked in. It's about removing distractions before they become a problem. It's about being disciplined, staying consistent, and surrounding yourself with the right influences. Because when you do that, focus becomes natural. It becomes part of who you are. And when you stay focused, nothing can stop you. Your mind is your most powerful tool if you want to stay focused. You have to learn how to train your mind to work for you, not against you. Most people lose focus not because they don't have goals or dreams, but because they allow their thoughts to drift. They let fear, doubt, and negativity take control. They let distractions pull them in different directions. If you don't take charge of your mind, it will take charge of you, and that's a dangerous place to be. Think about this. How many times have you set out to do something, but your own thoughts got in the way? Maybe you started working on a project, but then your mind said, this is too hard, or what if I fail? Maybe you wanted to stay focused on your goals, but then you started thinking about all the things that could go wrong. That's how the mind works. It's wired to protect you from failure. But if you're not careful, it will also stop you from growing. The truth is, focus starts in the mind. Before you can control anything in your life, you have to learn to control your thoughts. If your mind is scattered, your life will be scattered. If your mind is full of distractions, your day will be full of distractions. But if you train your mind to lock in on your goals, to shut out negativity, and to stay disciplined, then nothing can pull you off track. One of the biggest mental traps people fall into is overthinking. They get stuck in their heads, analyzing every little thing, worrying about every possible outcome. Overthinking kills focus. It keeps you stuck instead of moving forward. You have to learn how to recognize when your mind is working against you and shut it down. When you catch yourself overthinking, remind yourself. Action beats anxiety every time. Instead of sitting there worrying, take action. Instead of doubting yourself, start moving. The more you train your mind to take action, instead of getting lost in thoughts, the more focused you'll become. Another thing that destroys focus, negative self-talk. The way you talk to yourself matters. If you're constantly telling yourself, I'm not good enough, or I can't do this, then guess what? Your mind will believe it and you'll start acting like it's true. But if you flip the script and start telling yourself, I am capable, I am focused, I am disciplined, then your mind will believe that too. What you focus on, you create. If you fill your mind with doubt, you'll see obstacles everywhere. But if you fill your mind with confidence and focus, you'll see opportunities. One of the best ways to train your mind for focus is through visualization. Successful people don't just work hard. They see themselves winning before it happens. If you want to stay focused, start visualizing your success every day. Take a few minutes each morning to picture yourself achieving your goals. See yourself working with discipline, staying focused, pushing through challenges. The more you see it in your mind, the more real it becomes. When your mind is locked in on a vision, distractions lose their power. Another key part of mental training is learning how to block out negativity. The world is full of distractions, full of people who will try to pull you away from your goals. If you let every little thing affect your mind, you'll never stay focused. You have to build a mental shield. That means ignoring negative comments, refusing to let setbacks shake your confidence, and keeping your energy protected. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your response. Stay locked in on what matters and let everything else go. Let's talk about discipline, because this is where real focus is built. People think discipline is about forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do, but that's not it. Discipline is about training your mind to stay committed no matter how you feel. It's about doing what needs to be done even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel motivated. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps you moving forward. If you train your mind to be disciplined, focus will become second nature. Now, let me be real with you. This isn't something that happens overnight. Training your mind takes time, it takes practice, but the more you do it, the stronger you become. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you're training your mind. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're strengthening your mental muscles. And the stronger your mind gets, the easier it becomes to stay locked in on your goals. At the end of the day, focus is a choice. You can either let your mind control you, or you can take control of your mind. You can either let distractions win, or you can train yourself to stay locked in. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who never get distracted. They're the ones who have trained their minds to stay focused no matter what. They don't let fear stop them. They don't let doubt hold them back. They take control of their thoughts, their habits, and their mindset, and they refuse to let anything pull them away from their vision. If you want to stay focused, start training your mind today. Pay attention to your thoughts. Cut out the negative self-talk. Stop overthinking and start taking action. Visualize your success. Build your discipline. The more you do this, the stronger your focus will become. And when your mind is strong, nothing can stop you. Your environment shapes your focus. You may not realize it, but everything around you is either helping you stay locked in on your goals or pulling you away from them. The people you spend time with, the spaces where you work, the energy in your surroundings, all of these things play a huge role in whether you stay focused or constantly get distracted. If you want to take your focus to the next level, you have to create an environment that supports your goals, not one that works against them. Think about it. Have you ever tried to work in a noisy place surrounded by distractions? It's nearly impossible to concentrate. Maybe your phone keeps buzzing, the TV is playing in the background, or the people around you are pulling you into conversations that don't serve your purpose. Before you know it, an hour has passed and you've made zero progress. That's what happens when your environment isn't set up for success. It steals your focus before you even realize it. On the other hand, when you're in the right environment, focus becomes effortless. Imagine working in a space that's quiet, organized, and free from distractions. Imagine surrounding yourself with people who are also working hard, who push you to stay on track, who bring positive energy into your life. That kind of environment fuels your focus. It keeps you disciplined. It makes it easier to stay on top of your goals because you're not constantly battling distraction. So how do you create an environment that supports your focus? First, you have to remove distractions before they happen. Don't wait until you're in the middle of something important to realize that your phone, your TV, or your surroundings are pulling you away. Take control in advance. If your phone is your biggest distraction, put it in another room while you work. If social media eats up your time, log out. Or use an app to block. If noise keeps you from focusing, find a quiet place or use noise-canceling headphones. Don't just assume you'll have the willpower to resist distractions. eliminate them before they even get a chance to steal your attention. The second thing you need to do is organize your space. A cluttered space leads to a cluttered mind. If your desk is messy, if your room is full of distractions, if you're constantly searching for things instead of working, you're wasting mental energy that could be used for focus. Take time to set up your environment in a way that makes it easy to concentrate. Keep only the essentials in your workspace. Make sure everything you need is within reach, so you're not getting up every 5 minutes to grab something. A clean, organized space will help your mind stay clear and focused. Now, let's talk about the people in your environment, because they have a bigger impact on your focus than you might think. If you're constantly surrounded by people who are negative, unmotivated, or easily distracted, their energy will rub off on you. It's hard to stay focused when the people around you don't take their goals seriously. But when you surround yourself with disciplined, motivated, and hardworking people, it pushes you to be better. You absorb the energy of the people around you. So make sure you're around people who inspire and challenge you to stay focused. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out of your life, but you do need to be intentional about who you spend most of your time with. If the people around you are constantly distracting you, if they don't respect your time, if they don't understand your goals, you need to set boundaries. Let them know when you're working and can't be disturbed. Protect your focus like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Another way to shape your environment for success is to create routines and rituals that trigger focus. Your brain loves patterns, so if you establish a routine that tells your mind it's time to focus, you'll find it easier to get locked in. Maybe that means starting your work with a 5-minute meditation to clear your thoughts. Maybe it means playing a certain type of music that helps you concentrate. Maybe it's as simple as making a cup of coffee and sitting in the same chair every time you need to work. These small rituals signal to your brain that it's time to focus, making it easier to get into the zone. Lighting, temperature, and even the scents in your environment can also affect your focus. Studies show that bright lighting helps keep your mind alert, while dim lighting can make you feel sluggish. If your workspace is too hot or too cold, it can be distracting, and certain scents like peppermint or citrus have been shown to improve concentration. These might seem like small details, but when you're serious about focus, every little thing matters. Finally, be mindful of the content you consume. What you read, what you watch, what you listen to, it all affects your mindset. If you fill your mind with negativity, gossip, or meaningless distractions, it's going to be hard to stay focused on your goals. But if you surround yourself with positive, inspiring, and educational content, it will keep you motivated and locked in. Choose your inputs wisely, because they shape your thoughts, and your thoughts shape your focus. At the end of the day, focus isn't just about willpower. It's about setting yourself up for success. If your environment is working against you, you're making it harder than it needs to be. But if you take control of your surroundings, if you remove distractions, if you surround yourself with the right people, if you create routines that trigger focus, then staying locked in on your goals becomes natural. Don't leave your focus to chance. Build an environment that makes success inevitable. Your focus is only as strong as your ability to recharge. Too many people think that staying focused means working nonstop, pushing through exhaustion and never taking breaks. They believe that if they stop, even for a second, they'll lose momentum. But the truth is, if you don't take time to recharge, you're not working at your highest level. You're just running on fumes. Staying focused isn't just about pushing hard. It's about knowing when to step back so you can come back even stronger. Think of your focus like a battery. If you keep running without stopping, that battery drains. The longer you go without recharging, the weaker you get, your energy drops, your mind starts wandering, and suddenly even simple tasks feel impossible. But when you take time to rest, to refresh your mind and to step away from the noise, you come back with more energy, more clarity, and stronger focus. That's the difference between people who burn out and people who stay sharp. The ones who last the longest are the ones who know how to manage their energy. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting until they're completely exhausted to take a break. They push themselves to the limit and then crash, thinking that's what hard work looks like. But focus isn't about working until you can't anymore. It's about working smart. You don't wait until your phone battery hits 1% to charge it, right? You plug it in before it dies so it can keep running. Your mind works the same way. If you wait until you're mentally drained to rest, you're already losing focus. Instead, you need to build recharging into your routine so that you never hit that breaking point. The best way to do this is by taking strategic breaks. This doesn't mean scrolling through social media or watching random videos. That's not recharging. That's just another form of distraction. Real breaks are about stepping away in a way that actually refreshes your mind. That can mean taking a walk, stretching, listening to music, or even just sitting in silence for a few minutes. The key is to do something that clears your mind instead of cluttering it with more noise. When you take short, intentional breaks, you give your brain a reset, and that makes it easier to stay focused when you get back to work. Another way to keep your focus sharp is by getting enough sleep. A tired mind cannot focus. No matter how disciplined or motivated you are, if you're running on 4 hours of sleep, your brain isn't working at full power. Studies show that lack of sleep lowers your ability to concentrate, makes it harder to make decisions, and even reduces your creativity. If you're serious about staying focused, you have to take your rest seriously too. That means setting a bedtime, cutting back on screens before bed, and making sure you get quality sleep. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's fuel for your focus. Your diet and exercise also play a big role in your ability to focus. If you're eating junk all day, if you're constantly fueling your body with sugar and caffeine, you might feel a short burst of energy, but then you crash. Your brain needs real, lasting energy to stay sharp. Eating the right foods like protein, healthy fats, and vegetables keeps your mind clear. Drinking enough water keeps your brain functioning at its best. And exercise, that's one of the most powerful tools for staying focused. Even just a few minutes of movement each day increases blood flow to your brain, boosts your mood, and keeps your mind alert. If you're not taking care of your body, you're making it harder to focus. One of the most underrated ways to recharge is by disconnecting from technology. We live in a world where we're constantly bombarded with notifications, emails, and messages. Our brains are never truly at rest because we're always plugged in. But if you want to protect your focus, you have to set boundaries with technology. That means taking time each day to unplug, turn off your notifications, put your phone away, and give your mind space to breathe. When you're always connected, your focus suffers. But when you take time to disconnect, you come back with more clarity and concentration. Finally, one of the best ways to recharge your mind is by doing something that inspires you. Too often, we think that rest means doing nothing, but sometimes the best way to refresh your focus is to do something that brings you joy. That could be reading a book, spending time with family, playing music, or pursuing a hobby. When you do things that make you happy, you refill your energy, and that makes it easier to stay focused when it's time to work. At the end of the day, staying focused isn't about grinding yourself into the ground. It's about knowing how to manage your energy. If you don't recharge, you will burn out. If you don't take care of your mind and body, your focus will fade. The most successful people don't just work hard, they work smart. They know when to push and they know when to step back. They don't see rest as a weakness, they see it as a tool for staying sharp. So, if you want to stay focused always, don't just think about how hard you can work. Think about how well you can recover. Take strategic breaks. Get enough sleep. Fuel your body with the right food. Move your body. Unplug from distractions and make time for the things that inspire you. When you recharge the right way, you don't lose focus. You come back stronger than ever.